Hey guys, let's go over some of the recent swing trades for this week. So let's start off with Ethereum. So I did post this trade on, I believe on Monday. Yeah, Monday night. So what I was looking at here was basically a rejection off of the 55 EMA here. And I think the next day we did hit we did hit TP1 on this, and then I did move my stop to break even. I was think just barely stopped out here. But if you weren't, you should still be in this trade. So this Ethereum short is doing quite well if you're still in this. If not, then you hit TP1. And after TP1, it might have hit your break even stop loss. Let's go on to the next one, which was a losing trade. So XRP was on the 4-hour time frame. So this was more of a kind of like a meso time frame, long, not necessarily a swing trade. But unfortunately, this was a loser. This was based on a break above the 21 EMA with like good momentum coming in. But we did close below it on later in the day on Monday, which didn't invalidate the setup. So if you're following the rules, you should have exited early once it closed below the 21 EMA. And then if you didn't, unfortunately, you were stopped out. I was even for myself, I did not exit this early. I kind of thought to myself, "Oh, I'd wait I'll wait one more hour to see how XRP reacts." But you really should just follow the systematic rules that are lined up if you're trading systematically using like moving averages and indicators. So yeah, this was a losing trade. Now let's move on to let's move on to the REZ trade. This one almost got stopped out. This was based on a break above the 21 EMA on the 8-hour, and it was trying to break above this resistance at like 13 cents or so. But it did break below there. And since then, it's trying to bounce back up. Technically, you should be out of this trade because it did close below the 21, like a few candles after this. But if you're still in this, I think you can manage risk below this wick at like 0.01091, because that's where the stop loss basically is. But I'm gonna keep holding this trade for now, just because it does feel like the market wants to bounce a bit. So I think we're quite oversold since we had like 4 straight days of selling. Now let's go on to RDNT. This was just a unlucky trade. Now I did post a short on this based on the breakage below the 55 EMA here on the daily. Now the next day we had like a big wick up to like what was the price, like over 25 cents, and my stop loss was right around here. So we got stopped out and then the price just sold off. So this was a losing trade for me. Depending on your stop loss, you might still be in this. But for myself, I just got whipped out of it, which was, I suppose, it's bad luck, and also me not accounting for the volatility of these assets since the flash crash. So I should have set my stop a bit further from my entry price. But lesson learned. Moving on, we have OP USD on the 8-hour time frame. So essentially, this was more of a discretionary trade based on the break below the 0. It's called the 45 cent support. Once it broke the support, we did hit TP1 at around 40 cents. We got as low as like 39.5 cents. So still in this trade, I did move my stop to the entry price. So it's profitable for now. Well, it will be profitable because we already took profits. So if anything, we'll just get stopped out at break even and take partial profits. Now let's talk about some new trades. So actually, let's talk about Lista. So Lista was a trade that I posted on the weekly time frame. Now the trade is still valid. We are in drawdown though, but actually, if you haven't looked at the Lista trade, actually this is more of an ideal entry price right now because it is just pulling back to the 55 EMA here. So actually, if you want to take this trade right now, it's technically in a more ideal spot despite the pullback over the past week. Now let's go to suppose XRP. Oh no, I'm not already covered XRP. Oh yeah, Filecoin short. This was based on a break below like horizontal support at $1.55. Now we did break below it on Friday. We almost hit TP1. TP1 was at 1.36 or 1.365 cents. We were just 1 cent short of hitting TP1. So still in this. Well, what I could see happening is this retesting 1.55, and then from there, hopefully a rejection, and then we can actually hit TP1 from there. Now the next one is Litecoin. So Litecoin was almost similar to Filecoin. Like I think TP1 is around like 80 or 81 cents. Well, not 81 cents. 80 to 84. Sorry, $80 to $81, and we got as low as $84 on Friday. My entry price being around $91. So not quite TP1, but this one is still in profit, so still doing good. I think still late to enter at this point. Now let's take a look at another trade that I just posted today. So this is LA USDT on the 2-day time frame. Essentially, we're breaking above this range at 40 cents. And we almost hit TP1, got as high as 45 cents. I think TP1 that I posted is at 46 cents or so. So this trade is going quite well. But this did like skyrocket upwards once I posted this setup. So if you're just like watching this now and price is at nowhere near the entry price, which was around like 39 to 40 cents, then I would wait this one out, wait for a pullback. And then next one is 1000 rats. Yes, this was also based on a potential break of resistance at, let's go like 2.2958 cents. This one's already, it's quite bullish because like most of the market has been down the past couple of days, but this one is going up, and we had like such a strong buyback from the flash crash wick on Friday. So, rats really does stand out, even though all I know is that it's just a meme coin. I also don't know what it does or what kind of utility it has, but it is looking quite good from a chart perspective. So holding on to this one. And yeah, just refer to the trade setup for more information on this one. But yeah, kind of a mixed week overall. And some unlucky trades, especially with the RDNT trade. And suppose just it's been a tricky week because I was expecting more of a bounce from the market, but some of the long positions in the beginning of the week didn't really work out. But I think once the dust is settled, like post flash crash, then we can get into more momentum swing trades with a for a higher win rate. But this was definitely a kind of less than ideal week compared to the month I had in September. But anyway, we still have, I guess, 2 more weeks until the end of the month, so plenty of time to make some more money and make some more gains in this market. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it off here and see you guys in the next video.